Hi, this is George from Upfish, your marketing automation expert. Today I'm going to run you through my personal LinkedIn outreach program. This is an automation which is very, very useful, very powerful. What it will do is it will find anybody who likes or comments on your personal LinkedIn posts, grab their information, check them against your own cold email database to see if you've been in contact with them before. And if not, it will enroll them in an outreach program through both email and LinkedIn. Now, this is really good because people on LinkedIn, they prefer to buy from people, not from companies. When you make posts to your company page, 90% of the people who interact with that will be employees already or people who want to be your employee. Whereas when you post something on your personal page, the people interacting, they know they want to have a conversation. And from your point of view, you know exactly what it is that they've interacted with. You know the content of that post. And then it's just a matter of finding out who they are and getting in contact with them to create unique messages every time. Because these messages are unique, the sender reputation is high. And because you know what it is they're interested in, you can craft messages which are ideally suited to them, which keeps the reply rates really high too. So what happens is you'll set up a campaign within Airtable with your LinkedIn cookie and the link of the profile you want to scrape. So in most cases, this would be your profile. Once it has that, we send that information to TextAU. This will look for any posts you've made within the last week or so. And once it has that, we wait a little while for it to download the results. And once you have those results, it will return you, for example, 10 posts made within the last week. And then we want to search for people who have liked those posts. So we do the same thing. We ask TextAU, here is a link to a LinkedIn post. Please check to see who has liked it. We wait a little while to give it some time to process the results. We grab the results, we iterate them. We use a parser here for the LinkedIn profiles just to make sure that what we have is readable. Now, the next stage is this. So we've got the post you've made. We've got a list of everybody who's given a like to those posts. First, we want to see, do they exist already? Now, within our Airtable CRM, we have people who are cold, people who are warm, and people who are hot. The difference here is cold. People who you've never interacted with before, but you might have put them on a cold email program. You might have warm people. So these are people who've come to your website or they've commented previously on LinkedIn posts of yours, or they might be hot, people who have actually engaged in conversation. It's important to have this distinction because someone who's commenting on your posts, they might be completely cold. They might never have heard of you before. They can go straight into the CRM as someone to reach out to. Now, it might be the case that you've emailed this person on a cold outreach. You've sent them 2 emails, and at this point, they've checked out your LinkedIn and they've given a like or they've left a comment. In that case, you need to know. So this will search for existing contacts you already have. If they do already exist, so they are somebody who you've done in a previous campaign and this is their follow-up, then instead of enrolling them on an automated message sequence, it will send a message in Slack instead to you. It will tell you, hey, this person has commented, this person has liked on a LinkedIn post of yours, they've already been on a previous campaign. We recommend that you follow up with them personally to see what it is they want. In most cases though, they'll be completely new. So we ask Get Prospect to check their basic details. So based on their LinkedIn profile, it will tell you their first name, their last name. And from there, Apollo can enrich the data further. We can find their email address, the company they work for, their job title, their headline, their employment history. Now, once we have all of that information, we can construct a cold email. So here's an example of a prompt that I've made. You're a marketing automation expert, and let's say George, a marketing automation expert from Upfish, saw a LinkedIn post you wrote about how to automate systems on HubSpot better. It will create a short email. Hello, George. Based on your profile, based on the LinkedIn comment you made, we think you might be interested on this, blah, 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 blah. It will add the contact to the CRM next after that. So the CRM we have here, it will add them in. It will add as well here on one of the lead scoring attributes here that there was a LinkedIn engagement. And then we'll add them to an email for manual review. Now, what is this sending email for manual review? Because we're asking ChatGPT to construct these emails, we want to basically triple check them each time because ChatGPT, 90% of the time it will be fine, but that 10% you want to be on top of it. So we ask it to basically put in a few basic details. Here we have their company name, the post they would have checked out, their contact name, and the message. So for the message here, we can just triple check. Does everything look fine? Yes, yes, yes. We can change anything obviously within Google Sheets if we want. And then the next stage is to basically approve it. We have the reply.io sequence is going to be added to. As you can see here, they're all unapproved. Once I've given it the manual look over, I just need to change this to approved. I can do it for all three if I want. And then the next time this automation runs, if you set it up to run weekly, what will happen is at some point, sorry, let me just scroll out a little bit here. At some point, it will check that Excel for accepted messages. So while this is also running every week, it will check this Excel. It will basically look for anybody whose status is unapproved, or rather I should say approved. So once you've approved it, Google Sheets will check who is approved. It will grab those person's details from Airtable, their email address, the company they work for. It will add them to the reply.io outreach program and then update them in the Excel to done. So once someone is done, you no longer need to look at them again. If someone is unapproved, then you need to check to make sure the copy is fine. And if it's approved, do nothing because the automation will take care of it. Now, in terms of the email campaign you might want to run, this is entirely up to you. I would recommend the first email as just the message that the AI writes to say, basically, there was a LinkedIn message I wrote, you interacted with it based on the company you work for. I think it might be because of this. But I would love to learn more. You can follow it up 3 days later with another message asking for a meeting, and then follow it up 3 days after that with a LinkedIn message. It's entirely up to you. But essentially, this is how it works. Now, the people who it sends emails to, it's only going to send them to people with verified emails because we don't want them to bounce. If they are not verified, since we already know this person is active on LinkedIn, then we can try sending them a LinkedIn message instead. It's basically to set up another text they use Spice. If they're a first degree connection, it will just send a message to say, hey, hello first name, you interacted with my post, what's up, how can I help you? If they are a second or third degree connection, instead it will send a connection request to say, hey, you interacted with my post recently, can we connect? From there, once they've connected, you can follow up manually. This second branch of the automation is the same. The top half looks at likes, this one looks at comments. So it's the same process. Once you have the LinkedIn posts, it will look for people who commented on them, extract their LinkedIn profiles, check against your database to see if they exist. If they do, it will send you a Slack message, follow up with this person manually. If they're not, it will enrich them, find their contact details, construct an AI message based on what they commented and your original post, enroll them in an email outreach program, which you need to approve each time just to make sure that the copy is okay. And then also send them LinkedIn messages too. Now, if you would like, you can take out the AI aspect of this and make it entirely automated. You can just delete this, move the reply.io segment over here, and just have everybody push to it. The problem I see with this is when you send, for example, 500 identical emails, a lot of email service providers are going to start marking you as basically a spammer. They'll say this person is sending the same email to everybody. It is highly likely to be spam. Using OpenAI, each email is individual and unique, so your reputation stays high. And also the AI is very good at basically joining two dots together. Based on your post and based on what they commented and based on their company profile and their job title, it can make appropriate connections to say, I think you might be interested in this because of X, Y, Z. Let's talk about it to learn more. And then for your follow-up emails in the sequence, you can keep it a little bit more generic. Hello, here's a link to a meeting, or here is a link to a webinar, here is a link to an ebook if you'd like to learn more. So based on this, you can start getting in touch with those warm leads on autopilot every single day, no extra effort once it's set up, no work needed. It saves a lot of man hours, a lot of time. The big advantage of it is over cold emails that these people already know your company, they're already semi-interested, so they're aware of the brand. That initial barrier, that resistance to talking to you is a lot lower. And of course, because you are creating the content yourself that they're interacting with, you have the upper hand in knowing how to move this conversation along. The other big advantage of this over using a company page is that the people who are talking to you are much more likely to be actually interested in the product rather than essentially trying to find a job. So if you're interested in this, you can download this JSON from my Gumroad page. If you need something a bit more complex or even less complex, or you have very specific needs, please just get in contact and I'll see what I can do. Thank you very much.